Okie dokie. So, I am now 18 months on testosterone as of yesterday, and tomorrow I am 1 month post op. Let me start with the one that's, I guess, 18 months. So, the last 18 months have definitely flown by. 1 year was, that came up fast, but 18 months kind of felt, it was fast, but it was slow at the same time. So, I don't really know. It was definitely not that long ago. It feels like it feels like it's maybe been like 2 or 3 years, but it's really been only 18 months. But yeah, no, for changes though, I know I've been doing monthly changes since like 5 months, but honestly the only real change that I've noticed since maybe last month, or hell, just in general, is really just my facial hair. How well you guys, I mean, you guys are able to start seeing it more than you used to be able to see it on screen. There's very soft on screen, but in person it looks like I have a chin strap almost, and the same thing on the other side. And it's not as noticeable on my left side, but no, it's like legit, and like the hair is like finally moving up on top of my chin instead of just staying down like below my jawline. And you can't really see it, but I have like a legit stash coming in too. I've had the hair there for a while, and it's now just kind of starting to darken up a little bit. It's mostly, like I said last month, mostly like right by my nostrils, but I have like one really dark hair that's like right here. But every time I shave, it kind of seems like it wants to, hey, let's not darken after all. And then it takes a while for it to re-darken, I guess. But as for everything else, it's pretty much slowed down to a hiatus, unless, my voice is still dropping, which I kind of think it is, but I don't really know for sure. As for everything else, that's about it. Now for top surgery, for 1 month post-op. Okay, so everything's flat, with the exception of the small spot in the middle, but I'll explain that. I know I've explained it before, but yeah, it's a little bit more noticeable. Okay, so 1 month post-op. As of right now, I can almost tell you my left nipple is going to be my favorite. Solely because even though I like the shape of the right one more than the left one kind of healed faster and it looks a little bit better, I think. You can still see where like all the stitches and everything were around it with those little dots. I'm liking the left side a little bit more, solely because it doesn't have this little pouch or whatever, which I'm going to end up probably having to get a revision. I know that this little bit right here, it bothers me, and I might have him fix that too. Really all it needs is, with like this, he just needs to make the incision a little bit longer, and hopefully like maybe upward angle, so you can just chop that little bit of skin off and it'll all flatten out a bit better. But for now I have like this little pouch thing, and that's almost the exact same thing, is just kind of stretch it out. So if the incisions are a little bit closer whenever I get a revision done, that's fine. I do have a little bit of dog ears. I'm not too fond of it, but they have gone down drastically since I first saw my chest, at least. I mean, they poofed out a little bit as things were healing and all that, but then they've kind of gone back down. And I am going to be working on losing weight, because this shit is not okay. I don't like that at all. As for everything else, I can't say I really started running again. I have gone running once since I got the okay for, as of 3 weeks post-op, I can go running. I've only been running once. I was supposed to get up this morning to go running, and that didn't happen. I was exhausted last night from traveling back from Virginia Beach to Radford. But no, I mean, overall everything though, I'm ready to actually start working out. As you can see, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, I have really good, like, my movements of everything is really well. I didn't expect to be able to do all that. I also I've started using a generic brand of like Mederma, like the Walgreens brand, and then I also had like the silicone strip things, but I didn't really like those, so I switched actually over to Mederma, and I also use ScarGuard. So Mederma, and that's just the regular one, and I'm also using ScarGuard. It's kind of like, it smells like nail polish or nail polish remover. I can't remember which one it is. I haven't used that shit in forever. But no, and it literally goes on like nail polish. Like, you just brush it on, and it kind of starts to peel a little bit after a while, and you're supposed to reapply it. But I just kind of like, let me just flatten that shit back down. So, I mean, for the most part though, I mean, I've only been using the Mederma and ScarGuard for like 3 days, but I've been using the knockoff stuff for like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that. And I kind of felt like it wasn't doing anything. Not that I was expecting results in like 2 weeks, but I kind of felt like when I switched over, like the same day, I just noticed that everything didn't look as red, because I had some severe stretch marks and whatnot that he had to work around everything. I'll show you guys. Like I have one long one right here. You can see it right in the video. Right there. That's a stretch mark. And you know, when I switched over from the other stuff though, it kind of stopped. I mean, they were really just irritated, I think, by the knockoff brands. So hopefully it stays not as red and irritated looking. Oh yeah, and swelling. Okay, so I realized this probably isn't actually swelling. It's either A, muscle, which I don't think it is, or B, there's like something still there. Because like this, I thought this was swollen and there's nothing there. Like I rub it and there's nothing there. It's just the skin pouching up a little bit from the gathers that he had created when he made one incision a little bit longer than the other by accident. But yeah, no, overall everything's not as red. Everything's not so swollen anymore, with the exception of, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, it's bothering me a bit. It might be just like a buildup of fluids or something, but it's tender most times. Like, I have a hard time falling asleep on my left side because of it. But yeah, my left nipple, I like it a lot more. It's a lot more flattened out, and it has this little bump thing. So it kind of looks like I have a nipple, but I don't. If there was, it's supposed to be one, it kind of went in instead of out. And kind of almost looks like the same thing on the right nipple, but this is a little bit raised and everything, and I like my left nipple a lot more though. But yeah, so the only thing I have to say though, it is actually a little bit funny, because I am now just getting out of the habit, because like for the first like 2 or 3 weeks, after I'd go to the bathroom, I was used to like adjusting my chest and everything, and I finally stopped, having to remind myself I don't have to do that anymore. But it's still funny because at times I will like go to make like scratch, and I forget that there isn't a boob there. So like I'm used to like having to use both hands to like scratch, or I don't even need both hands, but it was just the lifting motion to scratch usually, and I'm still getting used to it. And it's like it's a whole phantom leg thing. It's like, except for it's a phantom boob. So who knows? But yeah, I'll see you guys next month. Bye.